If you've been trying to grow your podcast with Instagram and haven't seen the results you'd like, then I'd like to reveal Instagram's hidden truth that may help you see more success while using it. Hey, welcome to Impact Podcaster Academy. My name is Alec Casson, and I help podcasters create more impact and income online without them needing to go viral or rely on sponsors. But before I give you the specific tactics for leveraging the powerful tool that is Instagram, we first need to take a step back to look at the platform from a bird's eye view. In fact, I think that where a lot of podcasters fail when it comes to using Instagram is that they just really haven't taken the time to simply understand the culture and the history of the platform. So, to give you a little history lesson here, back in 2010, Instagram was created by Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger in San Francisco, California. After gaining record-breaking downloads, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. Wow, that's a good chunk of change. But they bought it back in 2012. So Facebook had a lot of users, and the culture within Facebook's platform very much focused on people posting about their personal lives. You know, you'd go on Facebook, people would be sharing what they're doing just in their everyday life. But Instagram's culture very much encouraged people to post content that was uplifting, a little less raw, but way more aesthetic, good-looking photos, basically. So Instagram's layout very much favored consuming entertaining content and consuming it very fast. Most of the content comprised of, a lot of memes, a lot of travel photos of food, of course. If you didn't take a photo of it, did you really even eat it? Beautiful landscapes, motivational quotes, things like that. So before being bought out by Facebook, Instagram only allowed users to post photos on their platform. And then after being acquired by Facebook, they added way more features to the platform. And this was all in an attempt to create a greater level of creativity amongst the creators. People wanted to watch videos, so they added that. They wanted to have features like Snapchat where you could send a photo and then it would go away after 24 hours, so they added that. And behind the scenes, a lot of it that people may not have even realized, a lot of it was meant to encourage a greater bond between creator and content consumer. But the core of the content when it comes to Instagram still very much favored aesthetics, humor, motivation, things like that. So the reason why I'm mentioning this brief history is to highlight two things. And the first one is that Instagram very much favors content that is visually appealing and also emotionally driven. And the second thing is that after being acquired by Facebook, Facebook very much tried to pivot the platform in a way that encouraged creators to form a stronger bond with their followers. That way, engagement on Instagram would continue to increase and people would feel a little bit more invested on the platform. So, when we begin to dive into the tactics, to grow a podcast on Instagram, I want you to keep in mind that it's better to lean into the practices that Instagram and its users are already favoring. So if Instagram is going to reward you for creating a bond between you and your followers, then you got to do the activities that encourage that. So if Instagram is going to reward you with content that's, if you post content that's very aesthetic and motivational, and Instagram's going to reward you for that, then you got to create content that is in line with that. Is that making sense? And basically, that's the name of the game when it comes to winning by using Instagram. It's finding what it likes and then leaning into it. So what does Instagram like? Essentially, it's one word: community. Without community, you're missing half the equation. So, sure, you might post content that allows for engagement and likes, but without community, there's no reason for people to stay. And there's no reason why people would even hop off of Instagram, for example, to come listen to your podcast or even purchase from you. And I don't mean to say that to sound mean. I mean, that's just the truth behind it. If they're not connected with you, then they're not going to follow you to other platforms as well. In fact, many of the problems that podcasters face online when it comes to driving traffic to their podcast is that they focus on just that. They're focused only on driving traffic to their podcast. And it sounds weird, if you want to increase traffic, you would think, well, okay, I should focus on increasing the traffic then. But, what you should do, avoid aiming simply at just trying to grow your show. Instead, you should focus on building a community. A strong community will lead to longer term success. the internet culture, it's very much shifting more and more to a place where, people who can provide connection and a sense of community are going to be, those are going to be the people who are successful online. And authenticity, that is super, super key. It's more powerful and more influential than simply trying to appease the masses. If you're wondering like, okay, well, how could I build a solid community for a podcast and leverage Instagram as a tool to do it? Well, I got a free totally free, by the way, free 200-page book that breaks down the steps that you need to succeed when using Instagram to grow your podcast. The book's actually called Grow and Monetize Your Podcast with Instagram. Wow, what a simple, that's easy to remember. In this 200-page book, I actually show you how to position your Instagram page in a way that encourages growth, engagement, and will allow you to build a solid community for your podcast. Again, the book is 100% free. At least at the time of this recording. The price may change later on. And all you have to do in order to get that book is join the Impact Podcaster Academy Facebook group. Once you're in the group, you'll be able to download the book completely for free. But this free offer, like I said before, it's not going to be live forever. Eventually, I'll be charging people to get access to the book. So while it's free, I strongly recommend that you go join the group. That way you can get a free copy for yourself. It's really good stuff. I'm not trying to, there's no ulterior motive. You're not signing up for like a $2 a month, reoccurring subscription thing or anything like that. I just wrote a really good book and I want to give it out to people, get some feedback on it. So if you're looking to be part of a solid community of like-minded, impact-making podcasters, then I highly recommend you come check out the Impact Podcaster Academy Facebook group. The group is a fun place to come learn, ask questions, and to contribute to. In that group, like I said, I got the free download of my 200-page book that'll help you grow and monetize your podcast with Instagram. As of right now, the book is still free, but it won't be free for long. So be sure to go to Impact Podcaster Academy, the Facebook group, to download your free copy while you still can. And basically, to wrap up this episode on a note that's not just self-promoting, I want to know, what are some Instagram pages that you are a fan of? And let me know why, because I'd love to go check out those pages for myself. So thanks so much for listening. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.